So today I'm going to make Quentin and Eunice Kouga Mountain honeybush. So this is a honeybush from South Africa, 2013 selection. What I'm going to do is make sure I have my tools first, like I always do. We're going to have our scale, because tea needs to be weighed, because measuring spoons just don't do tea justice. Every little bit of leaf, in this case bark, is going to fill up a measuring spoon differently. A good baker uses scales. I really believe in using scales for your tea. I have my brewing vessel. This could be a teapot, it could be a gaiwan. I choose a mason jar just to demonstrate how simple things can be. I have a timer. I have a decanter. I like to decant because I believe that equally strength cups of tea are a good way to go if I'm going to be drinking between different guests. If I'm in, say, a cafe, I like that therapeutic action of pouring liquid into a smaller cup. So I've weighed out 6 grams of tea. I'm going to preheat my vessels. And then this calls for boiling water. So the water from my espresso machine is about 95 degrees centigrade. Boiling water is 100. But there's also steam, which is hotter than 100 degrees centigrade. And we therefore have boiling water if we pull from our espresso machine, just as a question of averages. Now every espresso machine is a little bit different. Best case scenario is you're making this tea at home. In that case you're going to have greater control over temperature, or you could bring a kettle to a rolling boil. Not always possible in a cafe environment. Wherever you are you can make that decision, but it does taste good to bring out the honey malt notes that we're looking for in a good honey bush by using a really hot water temp. Also like to dose it a little bit higher. You'll notice I put in 6 grams of tea. I didn't use 3 or 4 grams for this 240 milliliter serving. It's always a disappointment when you have a 2.5 or 3 gram infusion of honeybush or its cousin rooibos, because you're left with lightly flavored water, and we want real flavor. We want to taste that terroir. That's always our goal when we're putting together different settings for our teas, and in this case 6 grams is what's called for. Also, being aware of what you're working with, what's special about this honeybush. Quentin and Eunice are harvesting. This is a husband and wife team, certified organic wildlands. They're going to be in a very pristine environment. You should check out the pictures online, JagaSilk.com, and you're going to see a situation where you can really taste, I think, just the craftsmanship that goes into making this tea. Another nice thing about it is that there are 3 different cultivars of honeybush, and they happen to get and harvest the higher elevation honeybush. And what happens when you're growing things at higher elevations, this happens with tea, this happens with chocolate, this happens with coffee, wine, is it's going to be this slow growth, and it's when a plant has to work a little bit harder that it's going to produce a little bit more of those volatile oils, and it's those volatile oils that give us that beautiful flavor complexity that we're searching for, and we're going to be, as a result, experiencing a really nice honeybush here because of that high elevation cultivar that's being harvested. Another thing to be aware of is when you would enjoy your honeybush. I believe that a good Kouga Mountain honeybush is going to taste nice in the evening because it's not a stimulant, which is nice. You have this opportunity to relax with this tea. So you have both a craft selection and you have a relaxing selection. Lots of zinc in this tea, just like rooibos, its cousin, and as a result, you're going to be able to balance out, say, male hormones. Girls need iron, they say, well, guys need zinc. So you should drink this. And also antioxidants, lots of them in honeybush. And also you're drinking a tea that's good for breathing. So if a child has colic or if you are slightly asthmatic, drinking honeybush can be enormously helpful. It's good tea for the season. As we're going into winter, we're experiencing a little bit more sickness. Notice people dropping like flies, so you want to enjoy this tea, I think, over this cold season. So we're 30 seconds away from our 4-minute infusion. Just a reminder that the parameters used have been 6 grams, 4 minutes, 100 degrees centigrade, 240 milliliters. I'm using a mason jar brewer with a stainless steel sieve, pouring into a wine decanter. And start that pour. Okay. And when you have a well extracted infusion of this tea, or this herbal tea, you'll get that nice amber color. When you're tasting it, again, I always recommend that you're going to hold the tea, a little bit of it on your tongue, and you're going to blow a little air out your nose, and that'll circulate the aromatics for maximum flavor clarity. If you get a chance to try this tea, it's a really good one.